The attack's the pattern and how I protect myself now. People love to judge the reaction but conveniently ignore the repeat offence, especially those who cause it. The start, the root, where it originated from. So let me put this into reality where it belongs and the pattern. When I moved here, I did not do what normal neighbours do, but I did offer basic courtesy, tea, sugar and coffee to someone. Simple human. This man, Mossy, number one, decided that my kindness was permission. He said that I could be his baby mother. I said no, not my type. And more importantly, that makes me uncomfortable because you have a partner. That should have been the end of it. In a healthy world, it would have been. But some people do not take rejection as information. They take it as humiliation, and humiliation in the wrong mind becomes revenge. 6 months later, his partner is banging on my door like we were in a playground. She's trying to fight me because of whatever story he fed her in his pillow talk. The first time she tried to hit me, he stood behind the door saying sorry while she swam. That tells you everything. He winds it up and then watches it burn. But my opinion and my instinct and intuition was right when I first moved in about him, because he's violent to her and shouting all the time. Enough said. I restrained myself. I told her I am unwell in matters that don't concern you. I restrained her so that I didn't get harmed from her constant punches. I called the police and they were given a written warning order, but it became a cycle. He would bang on my door sometimes every 6 months or so, wake the neighbours up at 2 o'clock in the morning. He'd be ringing my intercom down the corridor, which means he has to walk down the corridor 5 minutes just to provoke me, to accuse me of loud music when 1, I have no music system, and 2, my television was broken at that time. He'd call NHS and the police after the abuse, not before it. Police one-on-one and NHS each time arrive when he's done the behaviour and then plays innocent. This is where people who have not lived it get it confused. They think the last person standing must be the problem. But look at the sequence, you see the truth. The aggression comes first, the call comes second, the story comes third. But with no evidence of proof, because if he was called into court now for the harassment, the abuse, trying to hit me, harm me, and repeated police calls and documentation, and my family having to have a conversation with him, which then he tried to attack them, and he's tried to attack the other neighbours, as I've said. There is now surveillance outside, so he's backed off. However, for him to admit that he's been doing this, where I've been sitting thinking, okay, maybe an admittance. I said to NHS at the time, maybe I am wrong, maybe I am unwell. However, he used it as an excuse in their visits in the community to see it as a way of targeting. So I bring proof. The story always comes afterwards, but instead I record with evidence. I document, I keep timelines, I keep names, dates, incidences. I don't do this because I'm fearful, I do it because I was an administrator years ago. My role was to document, whether it would be in mortgages, whether it be in property, whether it would be a mortgage advisor's case, whether it be in property and estate agency. I do it because I'm strategic. If you're targeted, you do not survive on vibes, you survive on evidence. So yeah, I knew the system, so I straight away have requested a tribunal, sat in front of my peers, and then a psychiatrist can't evidentially prove the allegation, because you have to back it up with some evidence. And this is why my solicitor kept saying to them all the time, these stories are getting rather elaborate. If they were those incidences, people would have been recording it. They wouldn't have just been silent. There would have been many, many, many more witnesses. So, yeah. And that's why sometimes I've had body cams and even in hospital, because as I said to them, You then detain me within a regulation with no facts, and then if someone else injures me, you then are going to take the liability and the responsibility because you're a corporation. It's not the law. So I've been picked up more than once on allegations, not facts, but I'm a lady. Yeah, I can have a temper. I accept my shadow. I can get angry. I tend to just get verbal with swear words most of the time. I don't insult people by trying to put you down unless if I really, really have to. And that's really to defend myself if you've started discriminating me or you've tried to bait me or bully me in some way. I have to be pushed and pushed and pushed to roar. Most of the time, I'm like a kitty. I just purr. It just depends on what matters. But for me, over the last few years, my life matters. I'm the asset, same as a court judge said that years ago, because I know my title and my trust, my birth certificate, I'm the asset. And, I've created and done a lot of things in my years. And this was a space and time that I did need help, and I really didn't get any by the council or the corporation or the system, because in fact, a lot of them were behind some of the corruption. But in hospital, I was mostly pleasant. I regulated, I walked, I danced, I stretched, I breathed through my akathisia and kept myself clean and respectful like I do. And nurses asked me for reflexology, like I said. Discharge, I'm not a risk, just no justification. And that's what all the people were saying that were driving me around or then got speaking to me afterwards. Every time I got better, he would attack again and the nervous system would go into panic. And a few times they just kept changing the drugs, and the akathisia was getting worse, and the nurse was laughing when I was in pain. So I recorded it, sent it to the doctor, and she said, "That's the worst akathisia we've seen in 30 years." Your body can't heal properly when it's constantly bracing for the next hit, everyone. So here is what I do now, and this is what matters for anyone listening who has been targeted by anyone. I put things in writing immediately, not months later. I keep it formal, I keep it dated, I keep it consistent. If you go through tribunals or official processes, do not rely on phone calls or memory. Put it in writing so it exists within the system record and cannot be rewritten later by somebody else. I've learnt that silence does not protect you when someone else is building a false narrative. Documentation protects you. I document it while I'm in hospital. I document it when I get out, because within 28 days, if you've put in a complaint about harm or injury, they have to take a look at it, and they cannot then document that basically you're incapacitated mentally. I also take practical safety seriously. If you are a vulnerable position, which I have been over the last few years, record threats, keep screenshots, save voicemails, keep a log, tell professionals you want everything noted, ask for copies, ask for names, ask for legal basis of decisions, be calm, be factual, and if you feel unsafe in public spaces, do what you need to protect yourself. This is not a victim mentality anymore. The landscape has changed outside. People are doing things to people for no reason. As we know, I won't go into the crimes that are committed. But I am a woman who has learned the hard way, and some people only stop when there is consequences that exist.